Looks like he is going to be catching him. Hopefully the 39 can maintain his line and stay out front. 2 to go. We cross for the white flag here. No more cautions after this. If he crosses this finish line, it is going to be the last lap. Just 4 more corners here at Charlotte. We're on our final lap, ladies and gentlemen. 39 battling it out with the 76. Coming around for the last time. 9 goes down low to try to avoid our leaders. Here we go. 39, 76, 76 on the inside of the 39. 39, no. He's losing that speed. Hopefully he can cross him over, but it looks like it may be Logan Wilson. And it is the 76 of Logan Wilson takes it home here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Fontaine with the wind out of his sails. It's just going to be the 2 teammates, 1 and 2, 71 and 33 out front. I knew it. Fontaine's tires were falling off.
This 33 is going to get him. He's just got to play it smart.
33 on the inside.
Yeah, there he goes.
Coming down to the white flag here, and yes, Lynch underneath.
Last lap, ladies and gentlemen. Lynch going up front in the 71. 71 fighting hard to stay there. No, it's not going to happen.
Just pulling away.
Lynch coming out on top here at Bristol. Crossing that finish line for the down and out 133. Lynch taking the win. You just got to calm down. Not get into that.
In. Don't worry about what's behind you. Just keep looking forward.
That's right. You know his heart is pumping 2,000 beats a minute right now. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to come around for the last lap. White flag is about to fly here in a moment. White flag. No more cautions. 28 or 48 out front. 42 up into the wall. Jonas Seawright able to gain a little bit of momentum on that, but he is unfortunately going to be still 8 seconds back. 48 coming around for the last time here at Rockingham.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Good work, boys, up in the booth. Thank you guys all for showing up tonight. Craig had an amazing job out on the track. We're going to go ahead and get our drivers up here for some interviews. Here we go with only 3 laps on the clock. Green, white, checkered. 75 is going to be taking the front. Back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. Huge jump for that 75, as he's been doing all night long. Making it difficult for that 76 to try to catch up to him in a couple laps. Let's see what happens here. We're coming back in. Here we go. White flag is out. No more cautions, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. This is going to be the end of the race. 76. 75 pushing hard. 76. 39's now catching up. Here we go. 75 takes it home here at Bristol for the VFW Serre PA 54. Here we go back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag.
Sun's going down and the rig is on. iRacing is where I belong. Discord's lit and the drivers are here. This is GEC, there's no room for fear. Green flag drops and the engines roar. 40 cars and we all want more. Mash the gases, we're on the line. 4 wide and we're feeling fine. Drifting close in a slipstream dance. Taking the corners in a high-speed trance. Tri-oval side by side in this GEC League, there's nowhere to White flag need a perfect lap. All gas, no brakes to close that gap. Checkered waves in the racing world. Another battle is over and done. Cheers to the blue, hope they like the show. Victory lane is all I
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Milwaukee Mile for the season finale here at the THDesigns Truck Series on GEC NASCAR. Here for the GEC Darn Tootin finale. That's the GEC DTF 150. We are just about to wrap up qualifying and start the 15th and final race of the season here. When we take a peek at that schedule, through the regular season and the playoffs, Cameron Craighead has been dominant. As long as he starts this race, I'm pretty sure he has locked up the championship here. But can he get an 8th win on the season, or will it be the the midseason challenger of Knox Thompson, who's knocked out 3 wins since joining the series back in Rockingham mid-September? Or will it be Michael Boyd, who had 2 wins earlier in the season, or a newcomer? How about Jamie Griffin, past GEC champion, still trying to get that first win of the season, come so close so many times? Could it be here at the Milwaukee Mile? A little bit of a wild card, as most of our GEC drivers have never raced this track before. Definitely going to be the first one in GEC history. As we take a look at those championship point standings, as I mentioned, Cameron Craighead has locked up the championship here for Skidmark Motorsports. But behind him, just over 20 points separate drivers from second place all the way back to 9th. So Chapman, Cano, Griffin, Anthony, Thompson, Seawright, Boyd, and Simmons all very in this race for second. I believe we got top 5 getting a payout at the end of the season. So all of those spots here matter. And right now we even have a tie for 5th place between Anthony and Thompson. So look for these drivers to be pushing hard. Just because they aren't going to win the whole thing doesn't mean there's nothing on the line. Drivers, a lot of these drivers looking for the first win of the season. All these drivers just looking to end on a high note before heading in to season 8. Some of these drivers might be moving up to the truck series. Others might be hanging around here for another season in the trucks. So carrying momentum into the offseason means a lot here tonight. It's going to be 150 laps around the Milwaukee Mile. Right now, it's 66 degrees in the air, 95 degrees on the track, so the sun really heating up the asphalt here. And our fuel window going to be somewhere between 48 and 50 laps. That's my guess. Last week we were way off, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But that first stage is going to come at lap 60, so look for drivers to have to stop probably once here in stage 1, and then probably twice in the final stage. Pretty excited to see. This is going to be the first race that I've called here at the Milwaukee Mile. And then, of course, our THDesign Cup Series is going to be racing on Thursday night here as well. So I'm going to be looking to take notes, trying to finish off my season as well as I can. Cup Series points in a very similar situation as Malone has locked up the championship, but everybody fighting for second place all over the place. And with that, our front row is going to be Cameron Craighead and Landon Cano. Then row 2, Michael Boyd and Coleman Chapman. Then it's Knox Thompson and Jamie Griffin in row 3. Kyle Simmons and Lee Kiernan make up row 4. Kenneth Gallman and Walter Sahadak in row 5. They're your top 10. Then it's going to be Shelton and Seawright in row 6. Weibel and Weaver in row 7. Then on the last row, John Anthony and Robert McMillan starting off this GEC DTF 150. So we'll watch the drivers come around out of turns 4. You see this very flat Milwaukee Mile track. Oh, actually looks like we're going to get... Oh, no, there goes the pace truck. Thought maybe we had another pacing lap. And there it is. Green flag is out for the last time this season. Craighead right to the lead. Boyd trying to follow him through down low. See some drivers already down on that yellow curb. I think of it, it's kind of similar to Martinsville, where the speed is going to be as close as you can get, but if you don't overstep it, get into the grass, I think you'll be okay. Tight quarters racing here for 3rd and 4th place. A little bit of contact further back in the field, but everybody keeps it straight. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on the GEC YouTube channel this week. We've appreciated you all season long. Looking forward to some great racing action here tonight in Milwaukee. And then everybody going to reset in the off season Big things coming for GEC in Season 8. We're going to be, of course, moving some drivers around. Some folks going to move up to the Cup Series. We're all going to continue to recruit into our Truck Series. Broadcast on Tuesday nights again next season. Cup Series on Thursday, and then a new addition to the GEC community. We're going to have an ARCA Series racing on Mondays. That's kind of everybody's welcome. So you'll see Cup drivers, truck drivers, and new drivers possibly to GEC. Testing the waters down there. Will not be broadcast, but I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot about it in our Truck and Cup Series broadcasts as that gets going. So Craighead starting to pull away up front. And then there's a battle here for third between Thompson and Kano. Jamie Griffin been working on Chapman for a couple laps here. Why don't we jump on board with 5 truck? Get a feel for this track. Yeah, almost no banking at all. It almost feels like negative banking. So hitting your marks in the corner, imperative here to be able to get a run. Say this track kind of feels like if New Hampshire and some other track had a weird baby, because New Hampshire at least has a little bit of banking. This kind of actually reminds me of USA Speedway. Anybody who's new to iRacing or remembers when they were new, that USA Speedway gets a lot of miles in the street stocks and the ARCA cars. And this is kind of like just a bigger version of that. Not a lot of banking. You're going to have to take care of tires on a long run. Oh, as we see Chapman get loose, Griffin reacts. Costs him some speed there. And while we're here, go ahead and take a peek into that number 5 truck sim rig. Jamie offering us up his webcam one more time this season, so you can see him wrestling with this truck early on, trying to find a way around that 07 truck. As those two continue to battle, we have a 3-truck battle here a little further back. This is for 10th place. Kiernan's got it. Sahadak and Weibel are side by side, both trying to get a run on that 6-truck. Of course, Walt, owner of Laughing Llama Wraps, one of our premier sponsors here at GEC, along with THDesigns, title sponsor. Both of those guys can hook you up with a very nice paint scheme if you need it. As we head into the off season, that's the perfect time to figure out what that paint is going to be on that truck or car next season. And behind Walt is Jonah Seawright. As Anthony and McMillan are side by side behind them. And then a little further back is Nate Weaver. He is off pace. Did not see any major incidents there for him, but he's a good ways back and about 10 seconds behind McMillan, and that puts him probably about 10 seconds ahead of going a lap down here early. A battle for second place is heating up as Boyd and Kano are going at it. The top 3 had shifted positions when the race started, but now they're back in their qualifying positions. Craighead out front, Landon Cano in second, Michael Boyd in third. Now the 45 starting to pull away from Michael Boyd. So Haydak and Seawright still going at it. Looks like Anthony has gotten around McMillan. And that's making this a 3-truck battle for 12th place. We got 16 trucks in our race here tonight. The majority of those drivers are in the playoffs. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but let's take a look at the wins. Yeah, Craighead dominant in terms of that statistic. 7 wins on the season. Thompson with 3, Boyd with 2. Nobody else with multiple wins. Now Seawright down low on that 00 of Sahadak. He's going to take away the position. That's 12th place. Everybody else pretty spread out here. Still Craighead up front. Take a look at the team breakdown. Craighead is leading the way for Skidmark Motorsports. Again, he has locked up the championship by starting this race here tonight. 51-point gap ahead of second place when we got things started. Lee Kiernan also running in the top 10 for Skidmark, and John Anthony back in 13th. We've got 2 trucks tonight for IT and Out Esports Group. Landon Cano leading the way in second. And Robert McMillan back in 15th. And I do believe IT and Out is recruiting this offseason, both for their truck team and their cup team. So if you're looking for a solid group of drivers to join up with and learn from, IT and Out is certainly a great option for that. They tend to host practices for their team and the rest of the league every week. Certainly would recommend reaching out to them if you're looking to join up for a team this offseason. Then Michael Boyd flying the flag for Dirty South Racing. He's got Coleman Chapman running in 6th, not too far behind. Chapman came into this race 2nd in points. These DSR boys are looking good. And then, of course, Robert Weibel back in 11th, trying to break into the top 10 for the first time tonight. Thompson out there for Fish Motorsport. See, again, as I mentioned, Thompson joined kind of mid-season, still picked up a couple wins, still made his way into the playoffs. Really impressive season for that 48, even missing the first few races. If you're a team looking for a driver, I recommend looking at that 48 truck. Then back in 5th place, Jamie Griffin flying the flag for MPC North Star PC, one of the oldest teams in GEC. Then Simmons, Kyle Simmons in the 74, best running driver tonight for Outlaw Performance. Outlaw, one of our sponsors in the truck series as well. They sponsored the majority of races this season. Great group of guys and drivers. Nate Weaver also running for Outlaw back in 16th. We mentioned it looked like he had fallen off the pace, and he has just gone a lap down to the leader. He's the only truck 1 lap down, so currently in that lucky dog position. We've got Gallman and Shelton. I think Gallman is actually on Skidmark. That's a typo in our team roster. And Seawright, the only truck. Oh, as he gets loose right when we jump to him. Seawright, the only driver out there tonight for JWR Motorsports. And And again, kind of the toughest racing so far tonight has been back here around 12th spot. As the leaders have gotten pretty spaced out. Boyd and Kano are coming back together after we saw the 45 pull away about 10 laps ago. So 22 laps complete. We're going to see who's been saving tires and has it pay off here later in the race. Cameron Craighead is still out front now with a 3-second lead. Has led every lap so far after starting on the pole. Well, we jump on board with our leader. Maybe take a lesson in how to get around this Milwaukee mile. My impressions right away are just, it's amazing how long he is out of the throttle. Looks like the truck is loose on entry. And it just takes forever to get all the way back to the throttle. Hard to put the gas down with no banking in this track. You can see him sawing on that wheel. Not doing any shifting here in the truck, keeping it in 4th gear. Whoa, even our leader is loose right there, so that tells you how tough this track is. Even with a 3.5-second lead, Craighead still pushing hard to maintain it. And fighting this track. It looks like it's really kind of a single lane track, as all the rubber is down on that inside lane. So driver is not quite hugging the curb all the way around, but rather kind of diming it just a little bit so that they can shoot back down on exit and keep the nose of that truck as straight as possible when they're hard on the brakes at entry. As I mentioned, we got our cup race coming up Thursday, so I am taking notes. Have never logged a lap here at Milwaukee until this race here on Thursday. Boyd gets into the corner really hard and slides up the track. That's going to cost him a little bit as he was starting to close in on that 45 of Landon Kano. Well, we ride along with the 21, see how his truck's handling here tonight. Maybe a smidge more loose than our leader. And I think Craighead might have had a bit of a slip up. He had a 3.5-second lead when we were riding along with him just a couple laps ago, and now that lead has shrunk down to 1.5 seconds. Perhaps had a whoopsie daisy, technically speaking. But it looks like everybody all through the field, the trucks are getting loose here as we're now 28 laps into this run. Let's see. Right now, Michael Boyd is the fastest truck on track over the last 5 laps, and Kano is second, with Thompson third. But Craighead not in that top 5 listing of the fastest drivers right now. And we're starting to see that gap move around. Middle of the corner, it looks like they are gaining on the 33. And then when they come off of exit, he pulls back ahead. Boyd had gotten side by side with Kano there that lap. Not able to complete the pass. Falls back in line. And look how loose that 21 is. And it just looks like Boyd is a lot better on entry. And he catches Kano at kind of an awkward point where he has to press on the brakes a little harder than he wants to, and that sends a truck up the track. A very clean race so far. It looked like Boyd tapped the wall. I don't think anybody has picked up an incident point yet in this race. At least not since the green flag. So a battle starting to shape up here as Griffin and Chapman are fighting over that 5th place position. We're going to jump on board with Coleman in the 07. He tries to shake down the 5 truck of Jamie Griffin. Kind of the same thing. It looks like when you catch the driver in front of you, you've got to do it at just the right spot, or you end up having to check up and slide the truck up the track. And from what we're seeing, this has the sense of a track where once you overheat the tires, whether it's the rear tires like we saw Craighead struggling with in the lead, or now the front tires here for Boyd and Chapman as they try to make a pass, it takes a lap or two of restraint to get the temperature back out of those tires so you can make a run at it again. And the battle for 12th remains tight as now Seawright, Weibel, and Anthony are bumper to bumper. There's not been a ton of passing here in this run, but just a lot of bumper to bumper racing. Seawright goes high. That's going to open the door here for Weibel down low, and maybe Anthony as well. It looks like Shelton in front of them also had to check up, so the 53 takes 11th place and now looks to the outside of Shelton. Oh, Shelton gets loose down low. The 3 wide for just a second there as Seawright was in the middle. Shelton down low, Weibel up high. As now the 11 truck struggles to get grip back in the tires. Like I said, once you heat them up, you're in for the ride. Anthony goes low. Oh, and Seawright and Shelton get together. Woo. Looks like they could be okay. I thought they were going around there for a second. "37 laps down. The tires are wearing out, as is the patience for some of these drivers, and we've got a battle for second place. Boyd back to the inside of the 45. He's gonna slide job him, take it away. Can the 45 come back on the bottom? He crosses him over. I think he's gonna get it back. He's got the inside lane as they head back into the turn. Oh, and they both ride up the track a little bit. Didn't see any contact, but Kano was not in that bottom lane by the center of the turn. And Boyd trying to pinch him down, stay on that fender. But right there, 45 takes it back. Second place to the 45. They're going to settle down here. Chapman still working on that 5 truck. 40 laps down. We've got a stage coming at lap 60. But we should be seeing some pit stops before then. These drivers can't quite make it on fuel, at least by my calculations. We'll find out pretty quick here in the next 20 laps. Who was that down low? Kano. Maybe Out of fuel? What is wrong with that 45 truck? Go back a lap. He's battling with Boyd. Everything looks fine here. 45 still slow and now calling for a tow off the front stretch. And there is the yellow. Yeah, 45 just... He's either out of gas or having some sort of hardware failure. As I said, the yellow flag is out as the 45 is still parked on the front stretch. Or is towing, or... Yeah, he's still there. So I imagine everybody in the field probably going to hit pit road here. We'll have a sprint to the finish of stage 1 at lap 60. Did want to go back and see what might have been that whoopsie daisy by Craighead back on lap 27. Right there, maybe he just gets too far down on the curb with a miraculous save, even using the grass. And that is how that 3.5 second gap evaporated back to 1 second. Is now everybody hitting pit road. I'm showing Weaver picked up a black flag. I think he might have pitted with the lead lappers when he was supposed to wait one more lap. So you see him, he is on pit road with everybody else, but he was a lap down. We'll see what race control has to say about that. So everybody coming off pit road now. Gonna be about a 15 lap run here to finish this stage. We'll take a look at different pit strategies. Might have been something up with the 13 trucks strategy. I'm showing he came down pit road but didn't stop. And here he comes now. Yeah, I think he might have missed his pit stall that first time around, but he is going to have to book it because we are 1 lap to green. As the leaders are heading into turn 1, he has not even gotten to his pit stall yet. See what happens here for the 13. Looks like the 11 of Shelton is also hitting pit road now. He is going to have to book it. And checking the stats there on the pit stop, every single driver taking 4 tires here, with the exception of possibly Shelton. He's in his pit stall right now. So it looks like Seawright will just catch the field as they come out of turn 4. But Shelton is just now leaving pit road. I think at best he's going to be about a half lap down from the field when we go back green as that pace truck heads to pit road. We have our second green flag of the night. Cameron Craighead still out front, has led every lap. And he's going to lead us back to green as now Thompson is trying to make his way to second around Michael Boyd. And he has it. 48 to P2, but here comes the 21 down low. He backs out of it. So Kano comes out of that mishap 1 lap down. He'll be racing Weaver for that lucky dog position, but I think Weaver is going to pit right now to serve that black flag for entering the closed pits. That should leave Kano as the only driver 1 lap down. And the lucky dog apparent as Boyd pushes back ahead of the 48 on the bottom. And not quite clear. They're out of 4. 14 laps to go in stage 1. Oh, a little bit of contact there as Thompson tucks in behind the 21 and gives him a bump. That's a little early in the race to be doing that, so we'll have to remember that at the end of the race. I think the 21's got one in the bank to give back. Again, want to thank everybody for watching out on YouTube. Let us know who you're pulling for. Let us know who you think's going to win if that's different. So Boyd back to second with some breathing room. Behind them, Griffin and Coleman. Chapman still going at it. They were switched around fighting for 5th place. Now they're fighting for 4th, but Chapman has the upper hand. And right now, biggest gainer on the night, John Anthony, up 9 positions from where he started, running in 6th place. Robert Weibel's up 4. He's cracked the top 10 now. Craighead's still the only driver to lead a lap. As now everybody getting pretty evenly spaced out here. Best battle on the tracks between the 71 and the 6. And Griffin gets loose. He's going to lose a couple positions now. And that's going to stack up this group of Kiernan and Gallman. Kiernan trying to squeeze under the 71 as Griffin clears them both. And Weaver still on pit lane. He might be deciding to park it for the night. He's 6 laps down at this point. So Landon Cano, the only driver 1 lap down in that lucky dog position. 14 drivers still on the lead lap. Oh, Griffin gets loose again and saves it. He's kept it out of the wall. He's going to lose 3 more positions. He falls back behind Weibel to 9th. Chapman has started to track down Thompson. This is for 3rd. As I mentioned, coming into this race, Chapman in 2nd place. Cano was in 3rd, his closest competitor. So Cano back in 15th. Chapman right now with the upper hand to take away 2nd place in the points. Griffin in 4th place has also just slipped back to 9th. Anthony has cracked the top 5. And Thompson is in 3rd. So right now, Chapman, Anthony, and Thompson looking good on points. As Griffin and Cano struggling here in stage 1. Craighead has about a 1-second lead over Michael Boyd at the front of the field. We've got this battle happening for 3rd. Oh, another battle between Weibel and Griffin. Oh, almost contact. There's a 53 goes way up the track trying to stay out of the 5 truck. And then just behind these two, Sahadak and Simmons having a battle. Five laps to go in the last stage 1 of the season. Season 7 here for the THDesigns Truck Series. I want to thank all our sponsors this season. Laughing Llama Wraps, TJ Hanley with THDesigns, the title sponsor of both the Cup and Truck Series this season. Really love seeing him out there racing with us as well. Outlaw Performance, doing a great job. And Mothers Against Drunk Drivers as well. One of our long-standing sponsors here at GEC. So up front, it is the 33 truck, Cameron Craighead. And let's just check a stat here. That 33 truck has 9 stage wins on the season. And remember, there's only one stage in the Truck Series season. So if he picks up the stage win here, that means he picked up a stage win in 10 of the 15 races. Really impressive by the 33. He's also got 7 wins. That doesn't hurt either. But both of these reasons that he is leading the points and has locked up the championship. Just 2 laps to go. This battle for a third is heating up. Chapman to the inside of Thompson. Just can't get the gas down on exit, so Thompson gonna block him. 1.5 laps remaining. Chapman trying to find a way up to P3 to wrap up stage 1. This is the best battle on the track. And these two drivers battling for points, as we mentioned. Chapman with the advantage when the race started, but Thompson trying to eat into that gap. As now the 07 tries to work the outside. Can't make it stick on entry. And there is the stage caution. As Cameron Craighead wins his 10th stage of the season. He continues his dominance here in the THDesign Truck Series, winning stage 1 of the GEC DTF 150. Other drivers picking up stage points are Boyd, Thompson, Chapman, Anthony, Gallman, Kiernan, Griffin, Wyville, and Simmons, your top 10. And as these drivers are probably going to hit pit road, we're going to take our first break of the night. So grab yourself a drink, hit the bathroom if you need to, and be back for the final stage of the season. Stage 2 here at the GEC DTF 150. Yeah, welcome back to the GECE NASCAR THDesign Truck Series. Cameron Craighead takes home stage 1. We still got 88 laps remaining here in the GEC DTF 150. That's the darn Tootin finale. Green flag is in the air. Craighead still out front. Thompson and Boyd quickly figure that out as Thompson jumps to second. Anthony is on the move. He's now up 10 positions from where he started the race. Working on 21. He's in 4th place now. Make that 11 positions from where he started the race. Check on those pit stop strategies. Sahadak and McMillan going 2 tires, as is Kano. Actually, looks like Kano might have stayed out to get his lap back there at the end of the stage, as he has not pitted for 20 laps longer than everybody else who just came down under that caution for stage 1. Ooh, somebody in the wall back there. I think that's Simmons or Gallman. It was 71. Gonna lose some momentum in a couple positions along with it. So the 45 truck needs to rebound from that miscue earlier. Again, it kind of looked like a hardware issue as he pulled off the track, brought out our first caution, and then kind of got it refired back up after going a lap down. McMillan now up to 8th, 8 positions up from where he started. We mentioned Anthony Sahadak up 4 positions. Thompson up 3. Oh, as McMillan runs high up into the wall. I don't think that was significant damage. He should be all right there in that 68, but he is gonna lose a position to the 71 of Gallman. Now Seawright down to his inside. Up ahead of them, Jamie is working on the back bumper of Lee Kiernan as we jump on board again with the 5. And he has to ride it up the track just a little bit to stay out of the 6 truck. Here he comes back, looking to the inside, not going to get there. He's also got Gallman in his mirror. As they drive around this Milwaukee mile, Kiernan now starting to gap the 5 until right there. Goes in a little strong and slides up the track. Here comes Griffin with a run. Got to find something to do with it here. He's looking to the inside. And this is what GEC's all about. Hard but respectful racing. Here between the 5 and the 6. Both of them up the track there that time. But Griffin gets it back down and gets a run off the corner. He's going to take that position away. That is for 7th. Walt Sahadak just ahead of Griffin. He's running in 6th place. The best running non-playoff driver in tonight's race. I mentioned those Laughing Llama wraps. Walt always putting on a good scheme on his trucks and cars. I know he's working on some stuff for the offseason and next season as well. Saw some previews in the Discord. Looking good. Up front, Craighead has pulled away to another 2nd lead. Knox Thompson is 2nd. Thompson racing out of Conway, Arkansas. Michael Boyd in 3rd out of Clearwater, Florida. And it's Coleman Chapman back in 4th. John Anthony holding on to 5th place. Just been steadily moving forward for that 42 truck all night. Got 4 tires on that last stop too, so see what he can do out of Maiden, North Carolina. Griffin has now gotten around Sahadak. As that 5 truck is up to 6th place. And Walt is trying to hold off Lee Kiernan as they almost make contact that time. Gallman is right there in the rearview mirror of Kiernan as well. And there he goes to the inside. Just some incredibly respectful racing here tonight. Haven't seen a lot of contact, but we have seen a ton of side-by-side action. As there's a Haydak goes way up the track. Kiernan kind of follows him through, and that's going to open the door for Gallman down low. He can't make it stick on exit, though. That lets Simmons to his outside. And these 4 are just trading it back and forth. Closer to the front, Michael Boyd has found his way around Knox Thompson. And here comes Chapman with him. So 21 up to P2. Checking on our lap times, Chapman is actually the fastest driver on the track right now, with Michael Boyd in second. They're both just a smidge faster than our leader. We'll see what they can do about it now that Boyd has some clean air. He's averaging 0.08 of a second faster than the 33 over the last 5 laps. As Chapman now looks to the inside of Knox Thompson. And we've been talking about it all night. I think these 2 are the ones battling for that second place in the point standings based on how Griffin and Kano have struggled to get up here to the top 3, top 5 area. Griffin currently in 6th. Right where he started. So Chapman going to take away 3rd from Thompson. At least for now. Thompson, strong move on the inside. I mean, I think he did everything but make contact. I didn't see any contact there. He's going to take it back. 3rd place to the 48. While all this is happening, Cameron Craighead out front is beginning to pull away. We're now 18 laps into this tire run. Seems like Thompson fired off really fast early on, but he might have been abusing the tires as Boyd and Chapman caught up to him, but then 48 holding on to that 3rd place position, though. A little further back, Sahadak and Seawright going at it. Seawright tags the wall. Oh, contact as Sahadak slides up the track. Oh, now Seawright crosses him over back to the bottom. This is for 10th place. The 13 going to take it back. And blink out a little bit while he's doing it. Now Sahadak back to the inside. While all this is happening back there, Chapman and Thompson are going at it again. This is for 3rd. Craighead maintaining that 2-second lead over Michael Boyd for 1st place. As Chapman slides up in front of the 48 and gets a tag from Thompson. Let's see what happens as they head down into turn 1. Just had the feeling that the 07 was faster if he could find a way around. Ooh, he gets a little loose there out of turn 2. And it just feels like these 2 have taken the gloves off. If they're within striking distance, they're going to make contact. And as I say it, there goes the 07 around. Oh, almost up into the wall. And that's going to bring out our third caution of the night. Second one for a wreck. You saw it live. We'll see what race control thinks about that. As Thompson and Chapman just getting a little physical here on lap 83. We're past halfway now. 67 laps to go. It's a one-stop race. I expect everybody to come down, get some fresh tires, top off on fuel, and set themselves up to run this thing out with just one more stop. And through all of that, Anthony is now up to third, Jamie Griffin up to fourth. As it looks like Thompson is dropping back. I think he might have been given an EOL for that one. He did come from a pretty long way back. And that's usually an obvious sign for race control to take a look at. We go back and take another look at this one from that GEC blimp. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if the 48 just had a ton more speed or if the 07 had to check up, but the big speed difference there. I think Chapman's going to be okay. He ends up back in line around 7th place as they're all hitting pit road. Cameron Craighead still out front. He's led every one of the 85 laps so far tonight. Michael Boyd in second. Craighead gonna win the race off pit road again. It looks like the 45 of Kano should have picked up the lucky dog there to finally get back on the lead lap. And now he's gonna head to pit road. You can see him up at the top of your screen. Everybody else making their way off pit road. So 33 still out front. Boyd still in second. Griffin made his way to third through that pit cycle, ahead of John Anthony, who's now in fourth. Kyle Simmons in fifth. Coleman Chapman sixth. Jonah Seawright seventh. Lee Kiernan eighth. Sahadak ninth. And Gallman in 10th. One lap to green. It's going to be 63 to go when they come back to the line. Everybody taking 4 tires on that stop. And again, I think you can see from the racing, the trucks are loose on exit. They're tight in the middle of the corner. You're going to want fresh tires every chance you can get. So it seems like most drivers, as we check, Craighead with 3 stops, Boyd with 3 stops, Anthony with 3 stops. Everybody's made 3 stops pretty much on the cautions as this race is played out. They should have plenty to go for that final green flag stop if it happens, and a couple late race restarts if they need it. Pace truck hits pit road one more time. We've got our 4th green flag of the night, and Craighead from the outside lane takes that lead back. Boyd down low. Anthony up to third. He gets loose there and checks up. Jamie Griffin going to take advantage on the bottom. Side by side with the 42. Can't quite clear him there. And look out. As Chapman's looking down low. Griffin is going to take that spot. He's up to P3. Anthony all the way back to 5th. And it looks like Gallman has had an issue picking up a meatball flag as well. So heavy damage. Go take a look. The 71 coming out. Oh, coming out of turn 4 gets loose and comes down on the 45. Take one more look at this one before we jump back live, as the battle for the lead is starting to heat up. Here the 71 just gets loose He might have been able to save it, but that contact with the 45 sent him directly up into that outside wall with a lot of heavy contact. Craighead under fire from Boyd. This is the first real challenge we've seen for the 33 truck all night. He's going to try to pull away from the 21. So he really starts to get some breathing room here from Boyd. Back around 6th place, Simmons and Haydak are going at it, and they've got Seawright right behind them. It's a 3-truck battle for 5th. So Haydak going to pull ahead of the other two. Simmons to the inside. He's going to clear Seawright just barely. With the 13 going to throw it in down low. Able to make those new tires stick is the 13, and he is going to take that spot back away from the 74 of Kyle Simmons. And that's kind of been the name of the game tonight. Drivers having to throw it down into that low lane, knowing they're not going to be able to hug the bottom and make the corner. And then the crossover move from that driver who was in front to come back down to the inside and get that position back. So passing really hard to complete. Here's it. Looks like there was a driver up into the wall, and Anthony almost down to pit road. Oh, and now Seawright goes up, sliding almost into the wall. There's also something happened with Shelton back on lap 88. That was just after the green flag. Let's recap here. Go back a lap or two with Anthony. Yeah, so he was riding just behind Griffin for 4th. And then something happened out of turn 4, it looked like, to really upset that 42. Oh, it's the 71 is slow up in front of everybody, up near the wall, and then Anthony gets loose on the bottom. Oh, and then Simmons got into Seawright. That's what happened to those two, as they both kind of checked up to avoid being 3 wide. And the action starting to pick up here as Thompson has now caught Anthony. This is for 5th place. Boyd still within a second of Cameron Craighead up front for the lead. And then there's a 3-second gap back to Jamie Griffin in 3rd. And then the trucks we're watching right now, Haydak in 4th. Anthony and Thompson battling for 5th. As we are closing in on the final 50 laps of Season 7 here at the GEC NASCAR THDesigns Truck Series. Brought to you by Laughing Llama Wraps, Outlaw Performance, THDesigns, of course. Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. And by all these wonderful drivers out there on the track that show up every week to put on the show. Give us something to cheer for. Boyd starting to eat into that lead. It's now just a half second behind 33 of Cameron Craighead. You can see the difference in lines. Craighead really about a car width off of the bottom. Boyd trying to hug that curb a little more. There they kind of match lines as Craighead comes back down low. Looks like Weaver's engine just blew after that truck had been sitting on pit road for almost the last 30 minutes. Definitively out now. And you can see just how hard Boyd is working to get the throttle down on exit, maximize the track space, get up to the wall without really running into it. He's tagged it the last 2 laps out of turn 4. So Craighead now 0.6 out front. Anthony trying to track down the 00 with Thompson in his mirror. And it does look like the 42 is starting to gain on Sahadak. And just, I mean, loose on exit is the title of tonight's race, or it should be. I mean, this track feels like it has less rear grip than Martinsville. You just see how often drivers have that steering wheel pointed back to the right as they come off the corner. Going to be really curious to see how the Cup cars handle this on Thursday, because they tend to have less of a learning zone where you can be loose and save it, and more of just kind of like either you've got grip or you're spinning. Right there, we saw Anthony catch Sahadak and then check up just a little bit. That let Thompson to his outside, but I'm not sure I've seen any drivers make a pass to the outside successfully yet tonight. And these drivers right here, this is the closest battle all throughout the field as Thompson now looks low on Anthony. He's going to clear him into the corner. Anthony not able to cross him back over, though. So Chapman in the 07, he's a lap down right now. I didn't see when that happened. I thought he made it out of that wreck without losing a lap. So the 07 is currently the only car 1 lap down. He's in that lucky dog. Gallman and Shelton both 3 laps down. That leaves 12 cars on the lead lap. Kano has not rebounded from whatever issue faced that 45 truck earlier. He's still in 11th. Not exactly coming back through the field like we might have expected him to. But that 45 truck has been up front all season long. Great season for Kano in the 45. See how he closes this one out. As now Thompson starts to work on Walt Sahadak. This is a battle for 4th. And there, as we've seen all night, that 48 is just getting into the corner so much deeper than other drivers, but it's, you know, it makes me a little nervous because he's got to stay out of that bumper. As it seemed like he already got 1 penalty from race control for causing a caution. The second one would end his race. He's going to look to the inside of Sahadak. Not quite clear. He's going to get him there on exit, though. So Thompson now up to 4th. And we're starting to get some big gaps here through the field. Again, Cameron Craighead is out front. Has led every one of the 108 laps so far tonight. He's got a 2-second lead over Michael Boyd, who had made his way to the bumper of the 33 twice on this run. Didn't have enough to get around him. Then it's 4 seconds back to Jamie Griffin in third. So big gaps up here at the front. Then another 4 seconds back to Thompson, who just got around Sahadak and Anthony. 41 laps remain in the GEC DTF 150. And the closest battle remains this one on screen, this three-way battle for fifth between Sahadak, Anthony, and Simmons. Simmons and Anthony still side by side. Can they get there? Can Simmons get around him? I mean, he's almost clear, and then that outside truck just gets a great run right at turn exit. And there he goes, 74 up to 6th place ahead of Anthony in the 42. And it's starting to get just a little bit foggy around here. A little hazy anyway. It's like McMillan and Kano trading positions here in the back. As we mentioned, that 45 truck, I mean, had good speed early on. Had some sort of issue that caused that first caution. And ever since, that 45 has just not had the speed. You got to imagine that's a hardware issue. Holding back Landon here at Milwaukee. Sahadak now trying to hold off Simmons. Take a look at who's got speed right now. Chapman is the fastest truck on the track over the last 5 laps, but he is a lap down, as I mentioned. Then Craighead, the leader, is matching Michael Boyd's pace. Both of them averaging the exact same lap time over the last 5 laps. And that gap sits right around 2 seconds, as it has for most of this run. Just 3 cautions on the night, one of them the stage, so really just 2 cautions. Both of them for a single truck stopped on the track. We check on the weather. Track temp has come down since the start of the race. It was up near the mid-90s, now 86 degrees. And there is our caution. Craighead, the leader, having some sort of issue. Let's go back and take a look at that 33 truck. Oh my gosh. What was that? Another driver was down low and just came up into the 33. Take a little bit of a wider angle here. 33 comes out of turn 4, and there is another truck right there. Is that the 11? Of Shelton. Let's go back and see what happened here to the 11 truck. He had picked up a black flag on lap 108. Then came down pit road. Well, whatever's going on right here. Came back out on track. then parked it in the grass. Yeah, whatever you want to call this. This is, I mean, just blatant disregard for the other drivers. Including taking out the leader. I can't imagine what the driver's radio sounds like right now. Yeah, just a ridiculous by the driver of the 11. And he's gone. So Cameron Craighead leads 115 laps, gets wrecked by the 11 intentionally. Still in second place, though. Everyone comes down pit road here on lap 117. Going to be able to make it on fuel. You know, like I said, I cannot imagine what the driver's chat sounds like right now, but I think the bad news for everyone in the field is that Craighead, who was comfortably driving away, is now going to have a fire lit under his seat to take that lead back and hold on to the end of this thing. Michael Boyd is the leader, though, so as that truck hits pit road, Michael Boyd going to lead him back. Not a great restart, though. Actually lets Craighead back to his outside. Oh, and now Boyd is sideways down low, gets tagged by Griffin, saves it, though. Down through the grass. That puts Knox Thompson up to second place. Jamie Griffin battling with Sahadak and Anthony for third. And it looks like Chapman has an issue. Oh, he's backwards on the track. Fifth caution of the night. This race has just gotten a lot more complicated here in the last 10 laps. As we go back and see what happened to the 07 truck. And just gets loose. Oh, and then hard into that outside wall. If he doesn't have a fast repair left, that's going to be tough to recover from. And this is going to turn the points a little upside down. So all of our front-running drivers, I think the top 4, have all just had a major issue. We take a look at that. So Craighead, he's got the championship clinch, but he just got in the wreck. Made his way back to first here after the restart, and he's going to control the lead here on this next restart. Chapman just had another issue. He's back in 12th, still on the lead lap, but with heavy damage. Landon Cano with an apparent hardware failure earlier in the race. Went a lap down. Has kind of ridden around the back most of this race, now up to 8th. Griffin is in 5th, but he might have picked up some damage there as Boyd went around just off his nose on that last restart. So John Anthony, who came in 12 points out of second place, is now running 4th, ahead of everyone that came in ahead of him in points here tonight. But he also came in tied with Knox Thompson, who's running 2nd. So this is going to be a post-race. You know, we're going to have to do some math here to figure out who's going to get second place in the points. And make that 3rd through 9th, I think, is all up for grabs, depending on how this thing plays out. So a lot to race for here in the final laps. Not just the pride of winning the finale in the THDesign Truck Series Season 7, but seeing how many positions you can claw away from this field in the point standings as this thing gets wrapped up in the GEC DDF 150. We got 1 lap to green. Gonna be 26 laps to go. Everyone can make it on fuel. I think everyone has an extra set of tires if they need it for a later caution. But otherwise, everyone on the exact same strategy here. "13 cars on the lead lap. Chapman is that last truck. He is racing around right now to catch the field, as is Seawright and Gallman. Gallman's still 2 laps down, but the only truck still in the race that is not on the lead lap, so could pick up some lucky dogs or wave arounds here before this is over. Green flag is in the air, and we're racing again as Craighead takes the field back to green. '33 truck back out front. Did have to use a fast repair after that strange wreck involving the 11 truck intentionally getting into him. About half the field has had to use a fast repair so far tonight, as now Thompson is trying to get to that back bumper of the 33. 10 wins this season between these two drivers. Sahadak getting around Anthony for third, and Walt is on the move. Both of these drivers having a great race. Ooh, Sahadak though up a little into the 42. Sahadak reclaims the position for third. And Craighead continues to pull away from the entire field. Thompson the closest to him. Jamie Griffin is under fire from Landon Cano. Here comes that 45 truck we've seen all season. I think he's got his confidence back here in the closing laps. 24 to go, 45. Gonna take 5th place away from Jamie Griffin. Here comes Robert Weibel in the 53. He's in 7th place, up 6 positions on the night. Now Anthony trying to get around Sahadak. They're side by side. Here comes the 00 with a run on the outside. But Anthony, I think, is going to clear him on exit and take back 3rd place after they've been battling for multiple laps. That's going to open the door for Cano to try and get 4th place away from Walt as well. Further back in the field, they're side by side. That's Weibel and Seawright. I mean, Weibel just a couple laps ago was up to 6th. Now he's dropping back. Boyd is in 11th after we saw him get loose there on the bottom while running in the top 3. And he's going to be trying to make his way back to the front as fast as possible. Yeah, that lap chart is just heart-wrenching. He's been in the top 3 all night long. And then that one caution has dropped him all the way back to his lowest 13th. He's running 11th right here behind the 53 and the 13. Walt now under fire from the 45. This is for 4th place. Cano down low. I mean, he entered about 10 truck widths lower than the 00 that time and made it stick. And that IT-ing out 45. Oh, up the track into Sahadak. Did not get those tires to stick on entry that time around. Both of these drivers giving each other a huge amount of room now. As we jump on board with Jamie Griffin just behind them. As this race continues to just ramp up the action here through the field. Cameron Craighead is now 5 seconds ahead of Knox Thompson, so no close battle at the front of the field. But this one right here for 4th through 6th. Getting fiery. Then another one back behind them. Kiernan, Seawright, Boyd. That's 8th and 9th and 10th. And you just see every time a truck that has shown speed up front gets put back in the field, they really struggle to get passes done and get back up where they were. As we see Boyd getting loose there behind Seawright, and that's got to be so frustrating for the 21 to have that track position all night and then right at the end have to go back in the field and start fighting your way back through and clawing for every position. As Kiernan tries to get inside of Seawright now. And the battle up ahead of them is heating up as Sahadak has slowed just a little bit there. Must have had a bad corner. That's going to let Griffin by and let Kano pull even further away. Sorry, I think I misspoke a lap or two ago. I said the lead was 5 seconds. It was 2.5 seconds there between Craighead and Thompson. So that 33 still out front. 15 laps to go. Craighead has led 132 laps tonight. Boyd leading 4 under caution after Craighead was wrecked. Otherwise, it's been a pretty clean sweep for that 33 truck here at the Milwaukee Mile. Seawright losing the position to Kiernan now, as Boyd has gotten around both of them. He's going to try to track down Simmons now, about a 1.5 seconds gap between those two. But Griffin and Sahadak are just in front of him, so Boyd doing his best to get some positions back here at the end of the race. He's someone who might be hoping for a late race caution, but you can see how much he's gaining on these 3 in front of him. Here with the in-car, drives it really deep into the corners and just makes up a ton of ground. So right now, fastest driver on the track is Cameron Craighead out front. With second fastest is Landon Cano in 4th place. He's got a little bit of a gap up to Anthony in 3rd. And Anthony is the 3rd fastest truck on track. So we'll follow along with that 0-0. We got Griffin out front, Simmons just behind him. 3-truck battle for 5th. And then Boyd out behind him trying to track this group down. Anthony is catching Thompson now. And he's there. Trying to look inside. Thompson has been hard to pass all night long. That 48 truck shown great speed, but also just an aggressive defense when drivers have caught him. And right there, Anthony into the wall as he tries to catch up with the 48. He's going to throw it down to the inside. Thompson pinched him. I don't think they made contact, but they do right there on exit. We jump back up at that GEC blimp. You can see Anthony and Thompson. And the 48 is just leaving no room down there for anybody trying to make a pass. That's a lot of trust to put into a driver here with just 9 laps to go. Anthony sends it in. And he's there now as he puts down the gas on exit. As the fog continues to build here in Milwaukee. The action is building too. 42 to the inside of the 48. And while all this is happening, Landon Cano has caught these two as they're side by side. Does the 45 truck have something for Thompson? It's a 3-truck battle for second place as we have 8 laps to go. Craighead just driving off into the foggy sunset here. Almost a 7-second lead. And this is the race for second. Oh, a little more contact. That sends a 48 up the track. Lets Anthony to his inside. He's going to clear him as now the 45 is on the inside of Thompson. And he is fishtailing it all the way down the backstretch, trying to get the tires back under that 48 truck. Cano to the inside. Anthony's loose. Oh, a little more contact. Again, the 48 is leaving almost no room for a truck to his inside. At some point, the patience is going to wear out for these drivers around him. But for now, Cano drops back in line to 4th. 5 laps to go. Can the 45 get around Thompson? So we jump on board with Landon Cano in 4th, trying to get 3rd and make it onto the podium for the final race of the season. And he is hugging that curb. You can hear the wheels riding the rumble strips down there. And we've got a caution with 4 laps to go. And I can't tell you what it's for. It looks like McMillan, Chapman maybe are slow. Let's go back a lap, see if we see anything. I didn't see anybody backwards or into a wall. No incidents. Like McMillan might have scraped the wall, but that wouldn't have been enough for a caution. Let's see if we can find what that was about. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. See if we see anything here. And the 48 and the 45 were racing hard. Oh, there it is. How do we miss that? All right. Let's go back and see that one again. I guess that was the caution. Again, none of my overlay tools are telling me what caused this one. What the reason was for the yellow, but this seems to be right about the same time. Oh, there it is. 48 got loose on the outside. Let's go back a lap. Now watch this battle. I can see Fifth Gear Racing Network tell me he saw it live. I must have just been having too much fun and did not see the 48 getting sideways there on the right side of the screen. And there it is. I mean, I didn't see any contact unless there was some net code or something, but they were racing hard side by side for sure. 48 gets sideways. I mean, they had been racing hard for about 15 laps or so, those 3 drivers fighting for second. Tires probably really overheated. So now what do you do? Well, I'll tell you what you do if you're Lee Kiernan. You stay out. That 6 truck did not come to pit road, but everyone else did. So Lee Kiernan is leading the field with a 30-lap disadvantage on tires. This is either the smartest or the least smart move of the night. Anthony on 2 tires. He's got himself on the front row. So these 2 drivers up front are gamblers. I think Griffin is also on 2 tires. That's gotten him up to 3rd. Second truck on the inside lane. Then Craighead, who's dominated this race all night long, is there in 4th. And here they come. Kiernan with a great jump. Can he hold off these other drivers? It's just 2 laps to go. Anthony up high. He's out of there. Sahadak into Craighead, and there's the caution. We're going to have to do this one again. Oh, and they're wrecking all back through the field now. Big mess in the back. Boyd caught up. Thompson, Seawright. We're going to go back and watch all of what happened here. It started with Anthony. Then it looks like Boyd and Thompson got turned, and all 4 of these drivers went head on into a tire barrier that was not going to move. Let's back this up a little bit here. Like I said, it starts with Anthony. Just gets in too hot, gets loose, and chases it up the track, and then overcorrects into the wall. So that's how this gets started. Then at the same time, Seawright, I think maybe gets loose. Oh, it was... Oh, there's a lot going on here. All right. Let's watch that one again. And apologize for the fog. It's a little hard to see. It's Craighead, maybe, and Thompson that get into it first. Oh, yeah, so the 48 tags the 33, who then comes across Sahadak, and he's sideways trying to save it. Then they're 3 wide behind him. Again, if it wasn't so foggy, we could see something here. Let's try this again. So, Craighead checks up for Anthony, then comes down, gets contact with the 48. 48 gets tight with the 21 as Kano is also down there. They're 4 wide, essentially, when everybody gets squirrely. Then Seawright, Boyd, Thompson, Simmons all hit that tire barrier. And as all of that is happening, this leaves Jamie Griffin in the 5 truck out front, I believe. It's either him or Kiernan. I think Kiernan was out front when the caution came out. He's on the inside. So again, you've got Griffin on the front row. Looks like he's... I can't tell if it's Kiernan or Griffin that are the leader. Pretty sure it's the 6 truck on the inside. Either way, he is on 30-lap old tires. Griffin is on 2 tires. But Craighead right behind him, he's on 4 fresh tires just a few laps ago, and the green flag is out again. 2 laps to go. The green-white checker here as Kiernan leads them back to green. Just ahead of Cameron Craighead. He's going to try to throw the block, but that's going to open the door for Jamie Griffin up high. 3 wide for the lead. 4 wide for the lead as here comes Landon Kano in the 45. Craighead to the bottom. Griffin all the way at the top. Kiernan and Kano. Kiernan goes around. Oh, he almost saves it back in front of the field. No, and the white flag is out before caution can come out. It's Craighead to the lead. Jamie Griffin in second. with Landon Cano to his inside. This battle for second is going to be tight. The final times through 3 and 4 here in the season 7 of the THDesigns Truck Series. Winner of the GEC DTF 150 going to be Craig Head. Second place, Landon Cano. Third place at the line, Jamie Griffin holds off Simmons and Sahadak as he was almost sideways in what is a chaotic finish to a race that was pretty straightforward for the first 120 laps or so. And that is the end of the race and the end of the season for the THDesigns Truck Series Season 7 Darn Tootin' Finale 150. Cameron Craighead, you're a winner again in the podium. Craighead, Cano, Griffin. The points were too close to call. We're gonna have to wait and have the directors do all the accounting. Figure out exactly how everybody finished out after the penalty reviews and all that jazz. But one thing is for sure, Cameron Craighead just won his 8th race of the season and wins the title of the THDesigns Truck Series here in Season 7. As we watch him burn it down on the front stretch for the final time this year. Fantastic finish, pretty incredible race. And I think if anybody other than that 33 had gotten the victory, we'd all be scratching our heads about what in the world the 11 driver was doing there with a purposeful wreck. But like I said, I think the last thing you wanted to do was light a fire under the driver of this 33 truck as this thing was winding down, because he came back with a vengeance. So your finishing order: Craighead, Cano, Griffin, Simmons, Sahadak, Boyd, Chapman, McMillan, Seawright, Kiernan, Weibel, Anthony, Thompson. The 42 and the 48 caught up in that wreck. Really kind of threw it out of reach there for him at the end. I don't think Thompson even made it out of the pits after that wreck. Right now, Cameron Craighead is still burning it down. Coming down the backstretch now, making sure all the fans around this Milwaukee Mile get to see the show. So with that, we start our driver interviews, starting with third place driver Jamie Griffin. Jamie, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
How about that? I mean, we saw you throw don't want to call it a Hail Mary, but a 2-tire stop there to try and get some track position ahead of the drivers who had been pretty dominant here in this race. Not quite enough to hold them off. Maybe if we hadn't had that second green-white checker, you would have had a better shot. But walk us through your night.
Yeah, I mean, bouncing back and forth. I didn't really go further than 10th, but once you get back there, it's really, really hard to get past all the drivers that are in front of them. It really was a lot of hard competition, hard racing out there, and just people racing really well. A lot of green flag laps, which I like to see. The race went pretty smoothly, in my opinion. Yeah, you're right. If it wasn't for that last green white checkered with Craighead and Knox, I believe I probably would have had a shot at the win. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it did look tough out there. We were even talking about exactly what you just said on the broadcast of how all the drivers that ran well up front, as soon as they got pushed back in the pack, it just looked like you had to fight and claw for every position. And every time you made a pass, you just got crossed over and the guy took that position back. So how were you able to get some passes done when it worked? And what was kind of the strategy to make passes?
Well, the only way you were going to make a pass is if you were down low and they were up high. You were never going to pass anybody up high, I don't think, unless they were super, super slow, which really nobody was. So it was very difficult, especially if they cut that bottom line off.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the run tonight, bringing it home P3. Not a bad season. I think that win was just elusive enough from you, which is kind of disappointing to see, but we were on board with you, watching you sawing on the wheel. The trucks look really loose out there tonight, but you did a great job, and congratulations again on the season and on the race here tonight. It has been fun watching that 5 truck who else you got to thank for your run tonight and this season?
Obviously, everybody at GEC, admins, moderators, owners, drivers, people that come and tune in every single week. So the fans, everybody just really made this place what it is. A lot of good changes coming for season 8. Just super excited to see who can come out and do it again.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again. We'll see you out there next season, I'm sure. We'll see you all in all the off season and everything like that. We talked a little bit about the new ARCA series and how we're going to see the drivers moving between series here as we get started in season 8. But anything else you want to say about GEC as we head into the off season?
GEC is the best. Come check us out if you haven't already. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and thank you to everybody that makes this possible.
Yes, sir. That's driver of the number 5 truck, Jamie Griffin. Bringing it home third here at the Milwaukee Mile. Next up, in second place, driver of the 45 IT and Out machine, Landon Cano. Landon, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right. Now, I know it must have been too easy for you out there. You decided to just pull over, go 2 laps down, and then race your way back at the end. But what was going on there? We were kind of guessing it was a hardware issue or something, or I thought you might be out of gas even the way you were shaking the truck.
Yeah. No, I was trying to get it stopped so I didn't cause any more incidents or anything like that. But yeah, the pedals shut off going through. So luckily it didn't end up worse than what it was.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be frustrating. You come in a good points position, you're running up front, and then that happens. I mean, just walk us through what switches are you turning off? Are you resetting your whole computer or what there?
Oh, it was, gosh, I couldn't even tell you. It was unplugging stuff, plugging it back in, flipping on, flipping off, and eventually it kicked back on. And we got going.
Well, once you got back going, we mentioned it with Jamie, it just seemed like it was really hard to maneuver through the back half of the field. But once you made it to about 5th place or so, we saw you shoot up there and get closer to battling for the lead in the final restarts. What were you hoping for there? Did you want another green-white checker? Did you wish that first one just played out? Or what was the best strategy for the 45 at the end?
Hold it to the floor and hope for the best. That's pretty much kind of with how the day we had just to be up there in the top 5 was great. So definitely was hoping something would play out there. But heck, to bring it home second after the day I've had, that's not a bad day at all.
Absolutely. You came into this race 3rd in points, just 5 points out of 2nd place. I think depending on how the stage points play out and bonus points and things, you certainly got a shot at that 2nd place. So congratulations on your season. Congratulations on the race. Who else you got to thank for that? For, just the great season you've had, been up front pretty much the whole time. I know you got a lot of IT and Out partners and out there and stuff, but who you got to thank?
Oh, the entire IT and Out crew. Caleb Ellswick, Michael Boone, the Wilsons, the McCabe's, McMillan, everybody. Really kind of us banding together, being a team, working through each other, bouncing ideas. I mean, that's really what made up this season was the teamwork and the mentorship of these guys bringing me on board couldn't ask for anything better.
Yes, sir. I had called out on the broadcast. I think you guys are recruiting both a truck driver and a cup driver, at least one in each, I think. So anybody looking for a great team to work with and learn from, the IT and Out, certainly a great place to be there. But congratulations again on the race, on the season. We'll see you out there in the off season and hopefully next season as well.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right. Last but not least, winner of the race, winner of the championship, Cameron Craighead in the 33. Cameron, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
All right. Let's get the worst part of this out of the way. What in the world happened there with that 11 truck?
Was that Shelton?
Yeah.
The 11 truck? I don't know. Maybe he's mad at me. I don't know. It's pretty bad, but I didn't let it worry. I didn't let it ruin my race. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, we were zoomed in on you at the time, just kind of or at least we were in the replay, and he just came out of nowhere. We went back and looked. Yeah, I'm not really sure what he was doing. Certainly a blatant penalty or worse situation for the 11. But I said on the broadcast, the last thing this field needed to do was to light a fire under your seat in the 33, and then you come marching back, and then on that last restart, you see a couple of guys stay out on old tires,
Griffin takes 2. What are you thinking there on those final 2 restarts where you're about 4th place and you know you've got the tire advantage, you know you've got the speed, you've led 120 some laps. What's going through your head there at the end?
Well, yeah, that definitely did light a fire in me. So after that, I definitely wanted to win to show that guy that him wrecking me was not going to change the outcome of the race. But staying out on old tires, and they're going to do it. It's the end of the race. It's the last chance they got to do anything for their playoff season, because they have just a shot at getting second and third as anybody else does, because the points were so close. So I expected it, and I told my teammate to get right sides because I thought it was a good shot, and I was almost gonna do it, but I saw the gap I had on pit road, so I was like 4 tires. I might be able to beat most of them out anyway. And yeah, I come out with 4 tires. It's chaos. I almost got wrecked by Thompson. I was not happy because of what happened earlier. I was already fuming, and I felt like he just kind of drove through me. I saved it. The second restart, me, Kiernan, and Griffin went 3 wide. We raced pretty hard, and 4 tires prevailed, and we got the win.
Yeah, I mean, when we went back and watched that big wreck, it looked like they were, I think at the time that the heavy contact was happening, everybody was at least 4 wide, so nothing looked intentional there. Everybody was just kind of checking up for Anthony from my view, for what it's worth. But yeah, I think just a phenomenal race for you. You picked up your 10th stage win of the season and your 8th race win of the season, just putting a cherry on top of a really impressive performance. So as we're heading into the off season, what's next for the 33 driver?
We're gonna get in a cup car. We're gonna go challenge the big dogs. It's not my favorite car to drive, but after a season like this, Leslie definitely saw something in me, and he's gonna put me in a car and see what I can do. And I'm gonna try to do my best to help my team out up there, and we'll see what we do next season.
Well, we're all looking forward to it. Again, everybody watching GEC knows we've got our Truck Series on Tuesday, our Cup Series on Thursday, and for the most part, Cup Series is kind of the place you want to get to as you're coming up and learning iRacing, learning community standards and respect. And tonight's race, I mean, you mentioned a couple black eye parts of the race, but for the most part, there was side by side racing with a ton of respect all night long, and it was just that's exactly what I want to see at the end of the season like this, where we can kind of see the people who are still here are the people we want to keep around and move up to the Cup Series or keep them around for another season here with trucks, etc. So I was really impressed with the field, and especially with you, like I said, coming back from that wreck and then just making your way through regardless of strategy. Well done. Congratulations. Who else you got to thank for your run tonight and your run all season?
First of all, I want to say tonight was a great race. Besides the low points, the high points were super high. Probably the best season, or the race of the season. I mean, so many green flag lives. Unfortunately, no green flag stop, but overall, that was a great race. And I want to thank everybody who committed to racing. You can't race without people, and no matter what you think about them or how they race you, it's still a competitor, and I have respect for everybody. I want to thank you for broadcasting, because your broadcasts have been awesome. And I also want to thank Griffin for broadcasting when you weren't able. I want to thank the league admins for allowing us to race and just allowing this awesome series, because this is the most fun I have all week. I want to thank Leslie Lynch again. He gave me this opportunity. So without him, I probably wouldn't be out here. And my teammates. Been great racing with them all season. Kiernan and John and Gallman and Jessica Childs when she's been out there. So it's been great. Last time I want to thank my family and friends, and most importantly, God.
Yes, sir. Well, like I said, impressive run tonight, impressive run all season. We'll look forward to seeing you in the Cup Series on Thursday nights here in Season 8. But that is going to wrap it up for us here at the GEC DTF 150, the season finale. Cameron Craighead takes home the victory and the championship. And for everybody here at GEC eNASCAR, THDesigns Truck Series, Laughing Llama, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Outlaw Performance, and all our other sponsors this season, I want to thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to cover these races here for the Truck Series. I'll see you out there Thursday night when I'm driving in the Cup race. Other than that, we're going to be on our off-season break where we do recruiting. So anybody who's out there watching, if you're thinking, hey, I could do that better, I wonder how I measure up to some of these drivers, get in a car, get a rig, and come join us. We'd love to have you. Otherwise, we will see you in Season 8 here, probably after the holiday season. I want to thank everybody for watching again here for the GEC NASCAR League, and we'll catch you next time.
Sun's going down and the rig is on.